morning from day 56 on the Appalachian Trail. Can't go over it. Guess I'll go under it. Okay. I guess you gotta go over that one too, huh? It's such a beautiful morning today. And while hiking yesterday, I noticed that we met quite a few section hikers. And honestly, on this whole third hike, I've met so many section hikers. And it's been quite amazing to talk to them and to hear their perspective on things. Because sometimes they start out by saying, I'm just a section hiker. And I always quickly correct them and say, no, you are a section hiker. You are a hiker. And what you're doing is just as hard as what I'm doing. And honestly, it may be harder because, when I started, we're both on equal feet. It was hard for both of us. But right now, where I'm at, I've got my trail legs, and you don't. And so you come out here each year, or how often you come out. Some people, section hikers, come out here, multiple times a year to complete portions. Some come out once a year for maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, the summer, whatever they have the opportunity to do, and they may never get their trail legs. And so it's harder for them, I would say. And so I admire them for what they do and how hard it is. And, that some of them are working, while they're doing it. As where I got to retire, or take time off from my job, as a thru hiker to be able to do this. I mean, extended time off. So a lot of times their backpacks are a lot heavier because they have to carry more than I have to carry. So I admire them greatly. And sometimes they have a perspective that they see with fresh, open eyes every time to see more beauties than I get to see sometimes because I've been doing this for too long. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is you are not just a section hiker. You are a hiker. And recently I received this beautiful email from a section hiker named Cotton. And so I would love to read a portion of it to you if that's okay. Because I just thought it summed it up so much better than what I just tried to do now. So first off, I just want to thank you, Cotton, for your beautiful words of encouragement and also just for your love for the trail. I think that anybody that comes out to hike, and even those that aren't able to hike and are just able to appreciate it through the ones that are, we should just be thankful and grateful for the beauty of creation all around us. So here's what Cotton wrote. For those who like to hike, the age-old question is why? Is it the beauty of the mountains, the valleys that can't be seen from any other angles, or sitting against a tree to rest and refresh yourself after a long climb? Or a rock formation covered with moss and ferns, or the welcome sight of a spring and the camaraderie of other hikers, if only to say hi, or what is your trail name? There are thousands of trails to walk, but there is only one AT. Why do I like to hike the AT? I don't know, I just do. The AT is a paradox. It is forbidding and yet attractive. It is exhausting and yet fulfilling. Thank you, Cotton, for your beautiful words. Thank you, tree. Okay. Oh, let me see. Well, you know, I'll go this way. Maybe? What am I stuck on? Stuck on you. That's the Rev.
I decided to ditch the puppy.
You got, yeah, I know. We got a big uphill climb for 2 miles. Yeah. Actually, more than that. There you go. Okay, so we got an over 2 mile climb, pretty straight up, to get to the top. Or not even the top, you know, just to get to, hopefully, close to the top. But, and then a little bit of a ridge before we come back down. But at the top is the shelter, Bailey Shelter, where our friends encountered the bear. Now, there's signs everywhere that say heightened bear activity, heightened bear activity. So, of course, we sent the Rev up first, you know, in front of us. Thank you, Rev, for doing that. Anyway, but, so, I'll try to show you some of the terrain, let you see how fun it is to hike up here. I doubt we'll see a bear, but if we do, I got my camera ready. Goodness, we've had a lot of these already today. Here's another. And over, under. I'm stuck. Okay. Ouch. Okay. Straight up on slick leaves. Straight up. I'm too tired for this. Okay. Bear alert. Okay, I'm about 0.1 from the shelter. Still no bears. In fact, I think the only bear I might see that tries to scare me is Pipsqueak. So, I'm actually just looking out for him, honestly. Roar! Rocks. Oh, slick. This is pretty. I like this. These ridges are fun, but sometimes they slow you down because they can be a little rocky. But you know me, I like the rocks. See what I mean? Lots of rocks. For breakfast this morning, I had oatmeal cream pie, double decker. Had like 500 calories. It was so good. Oh gosh. Those are hard to find, by the way. But they're good and lots of calories. So for lunch, or for second breakfast, I'm having something a little healthier. It is a Nature Valley or Natured Bakery Fig Bar, which are super good too. And just a little more healthy. So I'm gonna eat that now and try not to fall while I'm maneuvering on all these rocks. Okay, so I've been receiving some texts and also some messages through Facebook, and also, you know, we have this thing called like the trail grapevine almost, where you receive news about some things and it's very beneficial, but you know, sometimes you don't always know if it's 100% true, but I want to take caution on this one. So I've received some news that norovirus may be near the area that I'm hiking towards. So with that being said, I don't think I am going to go to the next hostel that I had planned to go to. I'm going to take extra precautions at the next shelters that I had planned to go to. Not that I wasn't taking those precautions anyway, but I'm going to be even more vigilant about where I'm going. Okay, I gotta stay on the trail too. There are reports that some hikers have gotten norovirus in these areas and have even had to get off trail. And that concerns me because, as I told you in the very beginning, that's one of the reasons that I started the trail so early, was to try to avoid being in a bubble where that would be, a possibility. And I know it's always a possibility, but the chances are always higher when you're around a lot more hikers. I think what I'm going to do when I enter into the next city I'm going into, which is going to be around the Virginia Crown area. I think that's like Catawba and Daleville area. I think I might get a hotel. I think. I'm still trying to figure that out. And it's kind of sad because I really wanted to stay at this hostel, but I don't want to put myself around a whole bunch of other hikers in a enclosed space where there may be sick hikers. Because sometimes you don't know you're sick until after the fact. You might be carrying it. I hate this, but so to this hostel, know that I really, really wanted to come to you. And I will come back. Another time because the Triple Crown is iconic. It's iconic. And I will want to come back and I'll want to do it again. Because one of my favorite photographers lives there. And he's not going to be there when I summit and do McAfee Knob. So I'm going to want to come back and meet him in person. So I'm definitely going to come back. So, anywho. Okay, so that's where my head's at right now. I gotta try to get to an area where there's some service so I can let this hostel know and then try to find somewhere to stay. And to the hikers that got it, I'm so sorry. I know this is the last thing you ever wanted to happen to you. And I'm so, so sorry. I'm praying that you get well soon and that you let your body heal and you recover and get back on trail. Don't let this stop you. Don't let this stop you, okay? You've already done how many miles? How many miles have you done? Get back on trail, okay? If not now, be one of them really cool section hikers I was talking about earlier. But come back and finish, okay? Come back and finish. Start where you left off. All right. Now that's all I have to say about that. Beautiful. Big drop. And here we are on top of Wind Rocks. Look at this view. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And there they are, standing on the edge. There's the edge. Okay, we're about 2 miles from the shelter called War Spur Shelter, and I think we're going to stop a little close to there and have ourselves some lunch. But we are going to take precautions and try not to touch anything. Anyway, still no sightings of any bears, but I didn't think they'd be out during the day anyway. I think the bear knows when to get the food. It's when the hikers are sleeping. Holy mackerel. One at a time on that bad boy. Alright, just had myself a nice little lunch at the shelter. Had some cheese, crackers, and a little bit of candy, and some chips, and some cinnamon cashews. That's what I found at the grocery store the last time I was there, and those are so good. Those are actually supposed to be my dessert for dinner, but I kind of got into them a little early. Eek. Anyhow, so now we got a little over 5.5 miles till we get to the actual shelter that we're staying at tonight. I think it's called Laurel Creek Shelter, maybe. Yeah, so it shouldn't take too long to get there. And it's already about 3 o'clock now. So hopefully by 5:30 or 6 get there. But got a good climb to get there. Bigger climb than we had this morning. So, yeah. But I got a nice little candy left over in my hip belt pocket to help out with that for later. Okay, and now begins the uphill portion. I think it's like 2.8 miles up. Good times. Pretty. That's a pretty view. What do y'all think? Honestly, I just need to breathe a break too. Still going up. We'll see. Whoa. Up. Really? Okay. Still. Let's rock. Okay. We're gonna fast back. It's a booger of a point too. I see the top. Oh heaven. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, we are almost at Laurel Creek Shelter. And what's interesting about this shelter, it is apparently located within a bunch of rhododendron bushes. Yeah, I'm interested in that one. But apparently it sleeps 6. It has a bunch of places for tents. And what's exciting to me is I have wanted to camp out in rhododendron bushes for a while now. It's supposed to be next to the creek, which should provide some nice soothing noise to sleep to. And of course it's gonna probably make my tent have some condensation, but you know, oh well, what do you do? Anyway, we've hiked about 20 miles today almost, and had a couple big pulls in there, one towards the end of the day, which pretty much plumb exhausted all of us. So we're rolling in a little after 6 p.m. ready to set up the tent, ready to eat some dinner and go to bed, because we got to get up bright and early tomorrow morning, because we got probably close to 24 miles to get in tomorrow. So this may be my good night, y'all. And I'll see y'all in the morning. So take care. Good night. God bless.